View from the Gutters, Episode 5. Welcome to View from the Gutters, the comic book podcast where each episode we discuss a collected edition, trade paperback, or graphic novel, and then recommend and vote on the book for the next episode. Warning: the discussion portion of this show has massive spoilers for that book. On this episode, we discuss Desolation Jones, and to skip ahead to the recommendation section of this podcast, skip ahead to 3208. It better be 5. We're saving this shit in the wrong file. Oprah Winfrey's Fortnightly Comic Book Club. Yeah.
Indeed.
That name is sticking way past that joke is done.
Yeah, I think it's time to
We've stopped
keep
thinking
it.
of new.
Yeah, I think we have to keep it now. It's done.
Yeah.
5 episodes.
5 episodes of it.
Yeah, it can't.
Or, well, we could go a few more episodes with it, and then we'll start again with a new number 1.
Oh, we're not DC.
And-
We're not going to change. We're not changing the numbering. We're not Marvel either.
Oh, half cape! Sorry.
No, we're not starting that shit today.
We'll have an ultimate series at the side.
I do.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It is
It'll
hard.
be like better looking, younger versions of us.
Can I get the
of us.
ripped off sleeves and like the Superman tattoo?
You want to be Superboy
With-
Mac?
Yeah.
Super Mac?
With the Superman emblem like patched on,
Oh
bobby
yeah.
pin to the back of
Oh.
your black.
I think,
yeah.
I
I just want to pull
Sewed
up the
that
work
together.
boots. That's what I
that's
want.
what I'm saying. It's nice because it's now I finally have something in common with Superman.
They're comfy.
Which is the way we dress. Yeah, because when you're Kryptonian and you have impermeable, impenetrable skin, comfort is really what I'm looking for in footwear.
I like comfy shoes.
Sold
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, even the Man of Steel wants to tender his tootsies.
I wonder if they're New Balance.
They
Does
could
he
be.
support Made in
Yeah, they're
America?
probably like Timberlake.
No, not anymore.
Wait, New Balance
not
not.
American.
Oh, that's
Oh
right.
yeah,
I
he
read that.
renounced his citizenship.
So I was reading the other day because I don't read DC monthly. So I read articles about people complaining about DC, which
are
makes
much
me
more entertaining.
it makes me want to read it even more. No, I was reading the other day that like there was a horrible snafu with the whole Straczynski writing Superman thing, and like a bunch of other writers had to come in and clean up house, and it just makes me really worried. Like, what happened to Straczynski? He used to be so good. And now he like can't finish a series without something horrible going wrong, like whether internally, company wise, or with him. Plus, he
So no more Superman Earth 1? That's
that was that Straczynski?
wasn't it?
I don't remember. I read it, part of it.
I'm pretty sure that was Straczynski.
Well, maybe he'll do
As
that.
always, we back up everything we say with fact.
Information,
Always.
you're learning. That's why you're here. Cutting edge news. I read this thing like 3 months ago about a thing that happened 10 years ago. It's called New Coke. What's up with that?
Pepsi Clear, man.
Cutting edge.
We are the cutting edge.
Yeah. So good. What are we doing here?
I don't know.
We should introduce ourselves, maybe.
Oh,
We
yeah.
haven't-
Yeah. Let's do that.
We talked about that before, not introducing ourselves.
We do it every other episode. We
Yeah.
forget to introduce ourselves.
Pro.
At least we're on time this week.
That's
I'm
Yeah,
really
it is
proud
an
of us.
actual fortnight.
A fortnight later,
Yeah,
we
say-
held up our end of the deal
Yes.
and weren't fuck ups.
Ha!
Not
Fans
Take
that we
that,
don't
fans.
That's right. Not 3 months between podcasts.
Fans we don't have, suck
Yeah,
it.
True,
No.
yes.
Podcast that isn't up yet.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Look
It's,
at that.
it's coming.
Okay, so I'm Andrew Chard.
I'm Matt McGinnis.
Bernard Viray.
Joe Preti.
Yay!
That's
it.
The
Again,
roster.
Yeah, rotating
For
lineup.
now.
Yeah, trial basis pending on everyone.
On
You could be
everyone.
fired at any moment.
Eddie.
This
No.
Mike could get fired. No.
No, the mic's pretty nice.
Okay.
The mic is nice. So what did we read last week? We read, I remember what we read last week.
Yeah.
I took it.
I just read
Yes.
it 4 hours ago. So.
Yeah, I read it.
Yeah,
I finished
actually,
it today at
I
lunch.
finished it today.
Desolation, Jones.
So we say that we're not procrastinators. We still are.
Well,
secretly.
But we're on time.
But yeah,
We're getting better.
Yeah.
We're getting.
Getting better.
We are getting better. That's what the whole point is.
Yeah. So,
It's a
Desolation.
learning experience for everyone.
Yeah.
Desolation.
Fans
Desolation
and
Jones,
crew.
Warren Ellis, and J.H. Williams
The third.
Third,
Yeah.
yeah, don't forget
Desolation Jones.
The third.
Go around the table and give your like little first impression, first review,
All right.
mini review.
Well, I'll go last because I.
You don't get to go at all. You picked the book.
Oh, damn.
Fuck off, Matt. Trying to steal my airtime.
My bad.
Show's all about me.
Subtext: Andrew Chard.
I just like hearing my own voice.
I hear you.
Well, I like
hear you.
hearing your
When
voice,
I edit
so.
these podcasts, I just edit you guys out.
No, you just like mute it. So there's like a blank space between.
The epic struggle of one man talking to himself about all that he hates in the comic industry.
That would be entertaining.
I'm like, hey, check out this podcast that I do. Some of my friends are like, it's just this angry dude. It's a loop of this angry dude talking about the DC reboot.
Get
All
help.
the time.
Get help now.
Yeah. Like that in the Green Lantern movie. I just
It's gonna
Yeah.
digress into Andrew having interviewing comic book characters where he does their voices.
Hey, Green Lantern,
Here we
how
have
do you
the-
feel about the movie they made about you? I thought it sucked titties. Like that was a preview of the next episode.
that was an
That was a
actual
soundbite.
clip. That was an actual
I
From the future.
inserted
That's
that.
We
from
actually
the future.
took out Hal Jordan from the comic to have the interview.
Oh yeah,
And we
he won't be
expended
appearing then. There
we,
anymore.
we expended the energy of one son going to the
Yeah.
future and getting that interview and bringing it to you because that's how far we'll go.
So,
Suck it,
For
Cosmo.
our fans.
For our alleged
Our
theoretical fans.
for our fan.
Oh, they're out there.
We are the
Singular.
fans of this show, right?
That's right. Yeah.
We are the target
Four number
demographic
fan
for this
base.
show.
That's, I would
Think so?
listen to
I
it.
would
That's
listen to
what I'd say.
All right. Do we count as our own fans? I think I
Oh,
do.
most
I'm
definitely.
pretty
Yeah.
excited.
Because I'm not a fan of
Others
me, but I am a
fans.
fan of you guys.
Yeah.
That's what I have to
I
say.
know. I feel
That
the
was-
same way. I feel the same
That was
way.
really nice, Matt.
It was really
I'm
nice.
touched.
Yeah.
Now we must ostracize it.
Yeah, get out of here.
Get the fuck out.
Did anybody see Green Lantern before we get going?
No,
No,
I was
no.
busy having a life
And
this
don't
week.
really, if you have any self-respect, just don't go and see it. We'll reach you too late, unfortunately. But if
Yeah.
seriously, I hate that movie so much that I wouldn't be surprised if it did travel back in time.
I have to relay this story because I think about it every time I watch the trailer. So when I was a little kid, you could get these videos made where you would send in a picture and you would like type your name or send your name in or say it over the phone. I think you said it over the phone. And they would edit together like your adventure and then they would like post your face over the character. Yeah, and then there's
Yeah,
like
I
you
was talking about
smiling and like just like looking like horrible edited together and then every time it would get to your name and the thing, it would be the person on the phone
It
just
would be
being like, Andrew had a great time at the fair. and, like, and I remember that because my dad's coworkers did it for their boss,
Right,
like as a
right.
joke thing. But the CG of Hal Jordan when he's flying through space and like he does like a barrel roll and smiles at the camera, I feel like is equally bad
It
editing
is,
as
it is.
that video. And I was
Yeah.
like, I feel like they just took his picture and
Did
cut
you
it
watch
out.
it?
And then no, just the trailer.
Oh,
I'm just
okay,
talking about the
okay,
trailer.
okay.
Like it's in the trailer. Just they cut his face out and just glued it onto this CG, and he's like smiling and happy, and
I just
looks bad.
I just want to say I've asked because I mean here at the shop I mean
Yeah.
obviously there's tons of people who've seen it. And of every single person I've asked, the best that I've heard is one guy looked at me and went, "I didn't absolutely hate it."
You know,
Wow,
that's
high praise indeed.
that was the best that
Well,
I've
what is-
that I've gotten.
What is that expression? Damned by faint praise. I
yeah,
didn't absolutely hate it. It's
I don't
tracking
know.
like 22% on Rotten Tomatoes. Right
Yeah.
now, which is
Yeah.
a pretty good indication that it's
awesome.
bombing.
Oh, is that not what that means?
Oh,
Oh,
Damn.
we're going the other direction.
Oh, no wonder I
One
was.
said,
great.
that means
100% was
it's 22%, which means 22% of the people who've seen it have been like, eh. And that's really when you spend that much money on a movie. Really, the response you're going for is, eh.
Yeah. I did get a customer. There was a lady that came in. It's just a file customer, reads a ton of comics and stuff, and she enjoyed it. So I'm like,
Obviously,
So
they're-
some people are liking it.
Their brainwashing scheme
And-
is working. She's part of that 22%.
And Leonard Maltin gave it a positive
Yeah,
review,
I remember
which
that.
made me really sad because
I'd like to dick slap Leonard Maltin.
You
Really,
know,
like seriously.
he's not that bad.
Well, everybody says that about film critics, but really, come on, let's be honest. I mean, we can, I can admit that, I badmouth things because I'm kind of a douche, you know? Like, seriously, I could be out there trying to make the industry a better place. I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
sitting here bitching about it, right?
Yeah.
Like, film critics are the ultimate realization of that. They can't make movies, so they bitch about other people's, and they really fulfill a useless. Because people are like, when was the last time you checked to see what Leonard Maltin thought before you went to see a movie?
Yesterday.
Really?
No.
You didn't.
No, I'm lying.
I like the
They
whisper.
almost got me there. Seriously, like, who is doing this?
It's because I leaned in and
Oh my-
whispered. That made it real.
I want to go and see the new Soderbergh picture. I can't. I'm waiting for Leonard Maltin's review.
Yeah, that's.
Hold on.
I often say that.
And
Every day of my life.
Yeah,
it's a
How was the
useless
art
thing.
of getting by the way?
it wasn't bad.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's in the genre that I call gay indie movies. No offense to anyone that's actually homosexual. It's not meant to be that. It's just like that is the genre. Like if you just called it what it was, like
That's
gay indie movie.
that's-
Like I mean, I guess I could just call it like emo movie, but it's not. They're not all emo. I mean, they kind of are. But it's like it's in the vein of like the Chump Scrubber and Thumbsucker and On the Edge and stuff like that. It wasn't bad, you know.
We're getting up. We've gotten way
Yeah,
off topic.
sorry,
We're
I
getting
just-
off
Yeah,
topic.
we got
Eh,
like 20
Eh,
minutes.
it's okay.
Like, this is what we do.
This
I
is,
found out that Emma Roberts was related to Julia Roberts. I didn't know that.
who is this? So I can
Emma
never
Roberts.
watch her movies.
She's the daughter of Julia Roberts. She was in
she's-
like kids shows and shit. I don't know.
Really,
So
if they found Julia Roberts dead in her apartment tomorrow, I would not feel bad.
I don't know what's wrong with her face.
I don't. Her and Jennifer Garner. Jennifer Garner, seriously, I think, is the part of the first wave of malevolent aliens that are sent here to destroy us. I just don't understand what the big deal is. I don't think she's attractive at all.
She kind of is mannish.
Yeah.
She is mannish. Her
I
face
can't
seriously
picture
looks
her
like
right
everything
now.
could. It looks like somebody put their palms like on her cheeks and then like shoved up really hard. Her face is
It's
very
called
angular.
plastic surgery,
It's called unappealing.
and I get it every day.
Nice,
Every
nice.
single day.
I do it. I keep.
Well, how do you think I look so young?
Yeah, it's true.
Podcast listeners, you can see my face. Helping.
So,
All right. Desolation Jones.
Yeah.
Speaking
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
surgery,
Desolation Jones, Warren Ellis. I
Hitler
go
porn.
if you guys don't mind. Hitler porn.
Yes.
Hitler porn. We don't want to give away too much.
no, we
No,
spoiled
we
do.
it.
Always
Yeah, you
spoil.
always
Let's
do
do
it.
that.
Last time you're like,
We always
we don't
spoil.
want to spoil.
Fuck
We're like,
you.
oh,
They've
wait.
had 2 weeks to read this shit.
This
If
is
they're
true.
not
This
playing
is
along
true.
at home, fuck them.
True that. True
Love
that.
you,
Double true.
fans.
So Desolation-
This is a
Thank you
two-way
for
street.
listening.
Thanks for subscribing.
let me say first.
Today's a shitty day.
Damn it.
First and foremost, I'm a Warren Ellis fan. I love Warren
Yeah.
Ellis, and I worship at the altar of Ellisdom. I think that Warren Ellis commits one of the most horrible sins in comicdom, which is he creates these really great, well thought out, well fleshed out characters, gives you a hint of their worlds, and then fucks you over and never brings you back there again. And
Yeah.
he's done it with Desolation Jones. He did it with Fell. He's done it with a few. Like he finished Planetary, but that took him years.
Yeah.
So
Doctor Sleepless.
Doctor Sleepless. So I mean, Desolation Jones is a really good read. It's dark. It's probably one of his darker. I mean, if outside of the
Yeah.
Avatar line and like Strange Kisses and that kind of weird shit.
I
'Cause, like,
love
what-
Gravel.
Gravel's cool. Gravel's
Yeah.
cool, but like Warren Ellis is really into the. I don't think you can even call it subculture. You'd have to call it like way underground deviant culture.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
he's
like-
almost like inventing, and I feel like he's inventing a new culture every time he writes a book. You
I
know?
agree. And seriously, like Crooked Little Vein, it's a return to
Yeah.
that kind of that noir style detective story. But Desolation Jones is good. Don't expect a happy ending.
Let's
Don't
Alice.
expect that. Yeah. Really, this is it's not transmet, but I think it gets by on its own merits. So it's pretty much don't keep the Prozac nearby.
Yeah.
Really, because you'll come out a darker person. I think for at least a couple hours afterwards, it's going to be kind of there, like especially the way he leaves it.
Yeah.
So that's I liked it, and I think that if you haven't read it, you're kind of a sad sack of a person. I'm just kidding. I'm
No,
not. I'm not at all.
you're really
I-
not.
I'm not. You
I
should.
feel
You
like
should get out there.
I'll still love you for not reading Desolation Jones.
I mean,
Joe
I know.
won't.
But
But
Fans
to be
out there.
honest, I'd never loved you anyways. I'm incapable of it.
Yeah.
I'm a comic book fan. And my
So
heart is
you
filled with rage and
share
hate.
a lot in common with Desolation Jones,
I do. Actually, I'm incapable of feeling.
except
And I
hate.
will
Also can't go out in the
stab
sun.
my fucking finger through your eyeball into your brain and kill you.
Yes.
And I'll do it without a second thought.
well,
Especially if you work at the financial aid department.
then nut punch you.
of an
Really
unnamed
hard.
college.
All right, Bernie, what do you
All
think?
right.
What you think?
I liked it. I think in the beginning, it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Have you just out of curiosity, have you read any other Warren Ellis stuff, or is this the first Warren Ellis thing you read?
No, I don't keep track of authors. Honest to God, I don't keep track of authors. But I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't think you've
No.
read any.
But really, no, I haven't. But I mean, later on in the book, I'm like, okay, I get it. It really isn't just Hitler porn and like random connections.
Yeah.
It's somewhat connected.
Yeah.
It's not just like randomly put together. I thought it was good. I wouldn't suggest it to like a newbie at
Yeah.
all. I
Yeah,
would
this is
suggest
advanced
it to
reading.
people
Yeah.
who are just like, yeah, I've been into mainstream for a while, DC
Yeah.
Marvel, and I want to go into indie,
Yeah.
into some dark shit.
Well, even
And
I
then-
think I would even
there you
save
go.
it too for like people that have read Ellis before
Yeah.
or read
Yeah.
other dark stuff before, like fans of stuff like Lock and Key or
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead or any crime fiction of
Yeah,
any kind
definitely.
or detective
That makes
fiction.
sense.
Yeah.
Like if you like Criminal or Parker the Hunter or I
That
mean
was great. Darwin Cook.
stuff like that.
Really
If
good.
you read that stuff and you're looking for something like a little bit different, or even I would recommend it definitely to Hellblazer fans too.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
because-
definitely. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, it's
Ellis's
brilliant,
run,
yeah.
Ellis's run on Hellblazer, I feel like really was cramped by Vertigo's, editorial.
Yeah,
And I really honestly don't know about anything behind the scenes, but when you read stuff like Desolation Jones and Gravel, which we mentioned earlier, they're both very much Constantine characters, Constantine-like
Yeah.
characters, but he gets to go the full nine. Like he gets to throttle up all the way.
Yes.
And he never really got to do that on Constantine. And I love Constantine, but these are like Elseworlds Constantine stories for me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not supernatural shit in this one like there is in Gravel and Constantine, but it's still like really nice, like gritty, just man on the street who has no powers kind of a game.
Yeah, there is that, and there is that very Constantine moment at the end when what's her
Yeah.
face has been shot, and he's like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
It's like it's such a Constantine
Oh, yeah.
moment.
Well, because
Like,
I
the only
always-
reason you're dead is because you
Walks
hung with
away.
me.
Exactly. Constantine and Doctor Who have a lot in common,
Yes,
where
they
everyone
do.
that they know gets fucked over.
Yeah, that's
And
true. That's very
Desolation
true.
Jones shares that with both of those guys. So.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah.
he really, really does.
Constantine's like the magic Doctor Who.
I like Constantine's a great character. I like Jamie. What's his name's run?
Delano? The
Yes,
very
Jamie
first run?
Delano's
Yeah.
just.
Yeah, I like that
I think
a
he
lot, too.
captures something about Constantine that's really, really.
He got to really set the pace for it, too,
Yeah,
which was
yeah.
awesome.
I love Ellis's stuff. Ennis did a little bit, and Brian Azzarello did a little bit,
Yeah.
but I didn't really care for their takes on Constantine. I'm very particular about Constantine because I definitely see him as this kind of like, he really, and he is very much like Desolation Jones in the way that he has kind of taught himself not to care about people because if he cares about you, you're going to fucking die.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you're going to die anyways, he'd rather not have that on his conscience.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else, Bernie, before I jump in and talk forever?
Really? You haven't jumped in yet?
Oh, no, this wasn't interrupting. That was a sidebar.
Yeah,
This
it
is
was
a sidebar moment.
It was a sidebar.
All right. No, that's pretty much it.
Just real quick.
What
What were, you
cost,
guys,
Matt?
Thumbs.
what were you guys' takes on the art?
It's brilliant.
Meh.
Warren Ellis does. I think one of the things that Warren Ellis does better than anybody in the business is pick who he wants to work with and picks the best person for the job. And I think he does that time and time again. This art was totally. You don't want to see on Scars he worked with I think Jason Burrows, which is super clean line art.
Next Wave
Next
with,
Wave with Stuart Immonen.
Yeah.
Which was really fitting.
Awesome.
Derek Robertson, who's
Yeah.
a great guy and a great artist.
Super nice.
Who did he work with on Planetary? John Cassaday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He picks these people, and they Ben Templesmith on Bell,
Yeah.
which is a brilliant collaboration.
Oh yeah.
So I think he really does a good job of picking somebody who's going to personify his words in the best style. And so the art in Desolation Jones is, I think it's amazing. I think it fits the story, and I don't know that I'd be able to read it so readily had somebody else done the pencils and the inks for it.
I know that this was the book that I chose, and I already kind of touched on this, but the one thing I did want to say, which I didn't feel like you guys really talked about much, is I really, really loved how the art was. I mean, it's disjointed, and it really, you can almost see the world through Desolation's eyes.
Well, and the paneling, too. I love that.
It throws you off kilter. And it's not something that I want to read every single time, but like you said, it's perfect. Like, it just fits so well, and it's pretty rare that I really feel like a book just I'm engrossed by a book. Like, I can just I can see the world through the character's eyes, and that's one thing that I really, really enjoed about this read.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totes.
Anybody can do it. Anybody can do a full praise to Brett. That's not impressive. Really, the art in this book it's like being in his head.
And
he wants you to be disturbed like that. That's what's brilliant about it.
And the other thing too is, like, there are times where it just feels real cramped, and and then there's other times where it's real open. And that's another thing that you don't see with a lot of artists.
I like the way that he's able to convey, like, what's kind of the emotion in the scene really well, because, like, for example, the scene where he gets attacked by the guy with the crowbar, and there's the red circles all over that guy. You kind of get this feeling of, like, franticness, but also at the same time,
it's like calculated.
Yeah, like, very much in the style of, like, in the new Sherlock Holmes film, where he's like, I know how to take this guy down because I'm
exactly what I thought.
And then when he's in, like, the hospital and he's having the flashbacks,
oh, that's a great.
Oh yeah, because
squares aren't squares.
You can tell that he's
he's off center.
Oh yeah.
Well, this is an amazing way. I think in a lot of mainstream comics, you get caught up where it's like, okay, we're going to do like a 4-up, and then a full page splash, like a full splash page, and then we're going to be. It's like, and in that linear way, it works. Yeah, it's super calculated, and it works for certain things. But Desolation Jones and stuff like it, you really want to have the feeling of what's going on, and you can. I think Scott McCloud talks about this a little bit too, but. You can use that. You can use the panels to manipulate the reader, and J.H. Williams III does that amazingly well in this book. He really, really does.
Yeah, and the only other thing I think I've read that he has drawn was Batwoman, and it's the same kind of feeling in Batwoman.
Yeah, which is it's brilliant.
Yeah, and after I found that, I did not put two and two together that he's doing Batwoman, but now. After reading this, I have to go and read Batwoman purely on it. I mean, Greg Rucka's writing it, and I love Greg Rucka.
Well, he wrote the first trade. He's J.H. Williams writing the new stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Greg's not with DC anymore. But yeah, Greg wrote the first trade, which is 6 issues or 5 issues, and J.H. Williams drew that, and it's awesome.
So. Yeah, I mean, I was a huge fan of the art, and I didn't mean to jump back in, but you guys really hadn't touched on that, and I wanted to make sure
and I think that's a huge part of. I mean, we're talking about comic books. If we wanted to talk about prose, we'd be reading books, right? Half the fucking medium is the artwork, so that's our bad.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
Anything else you want to add on the art?
No, I thought it was really fitting.
Yeah.
I wasn't like my personal choice. Like I like it every now and then, but like not frequently.
Yeah.
But it's extremely fitting for the story.
Yeah. I really dug the book too. I thought it was really, really good.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I love crime fiction and detective stories in general. So like this is right up my alley. I just like just the great detective tropes of like, oh, you're finding out all this random ass information, and then at the end of the story, like it all kind of knits back together in a nice little package, but not in a really like formulaic, everything's happy at the end of the episode, kind of way. It's very much more ramshackle and haphazard and frantic, and I really like that about good detective fiction. I think he nailed it right on the head with this one.
Yeah.
I also can't help but draw a huge parallel between this and The Big Sleep, because I see like the plot is like really. I mean, obviously the porn element is very Ellis,
Yeah,
he's
that's The Big Sleep too, though.
It was porn, but like. It's very modernized take on all that, but it's definitely, if you've ever read The Big Sleep, Raymond Chandler's The Big Sleep, the first Marlowe book,
And if you haven't, you should.
Yeah, it's a very similar plot line where like he gets called by an elderly gentleman to find something about that somehow relates to his daughter. He stumbles into his daughter in this porn ring, and all this kind of crazy shit happens. And the end of the story again is pretty fucked. Even in the Marlowe book, you aren't left satisfied with the conclusion because you wanted it to tie a neat bow on the end of it, and it's nowhere near tidy. And again, like I think a really good trope of detective fiction is even though you can tie everything off, like you can leave a good conclusion, it's not tidy, and there's definitely a lot of mess left. And usually with the main character, ends up walking away more fucked up than he was before.
Well, this is the difference between the American tradition of like detective noir and the English tradition, which Chandler and Dashiell Hammett both eschewed and just loathed.
Yeah.
Which is you had Hercule Poirot saying, I figured everything out. I will twirl my mustache and I will tell you the whole thing. And then you had like Holmes doing it too. And then you had Marlowe, who was kind of like, you know, this is a hornet's nest here, and the best I can do is, you know, try and do the closest approximation to what I set out to do originally. Yeah. So, and there's definitely that. And he actually comes out and says it at one point, doesn't Desolation Jones? He's like, I can't let you get away with this kind of thing.
Yeah, there's definitely a showdown moment at the end where it's kind of this nice, you know, do you think, you know, this kind of, it doesn't make anybody eat. There's no payback. It's not revenge. It doesn't make things even. It just, you know, doesn't make things go back to the way that they were. But the conclusion kind of is a good, like, oh, this makes us, you know, you understand me and you fucked with me and I'm going to fuck with you so hardcore.
That's my question is how in thinking about it now and when I read it, I find the ending, the confrontation with the knives, immensely satisfying.
Oh yeah!
How many times are you reading a story and you're like, that bitch needs a fucking bullet in her head?
Just shoot
and
them.
Just
kill them.
Bang, 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 and it's just very satisfying.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I will say when I finished reading it, like it's one of the few times that I've been like, yes, like, and I felt bad almost feeling that way, but I did, like, I really did. And Ellis in general, I have to say, like, there's multiple times where I almost like he's able to get like almost this animal instinct out of you, where like where you're like and then afterwards you're like, oh, I feel bad, like your humanity kind of takes over.
I think you stop though. I think if you read enough Ellis, you stop feeling bad. And you really, because like he does it in Transmet, you get to the end and you're like, fuck yes. He does it in Planetary, you get to the end and you're like, fuck yes. And at Desolation Jones, it feels a little more wrong, but you're still kind of like, fuck yes.
Yeah, and no. Very true.
Another thing, we talked about it earlier, kind of, with Ellis never finishing anything. I really love the characters in this book. Like, not only Jones, but his kind of, like, cast and crew, his ramshackle team of friends he has. Like, the doctor that takes him in with the gold teeth that just say, fuck on the front. It's just such a nice little art touch, you know. Yeah. Like, I don't know if that was in the script or not, but that's awesome. And the girl that makes like the bomb snakes and stuff.
Rabina, that's her name.
And then I think my favorite is the girl that just makes every sick.
Yeah,
like
she's
to
a
look
good
at
character.
her.
He's the only one that can put up. Like,
she's a very Ellis character too. I think she's the kind of character that he really excels in writing. He likes characters that are separated.
And they feel real though too.
Yeah, they do.
You know, like there's no way that any of these characters could actually exist. You know, Jones has all these medical experiments done on him, and the same with the girl that makes everyone sick, whose name I can't remember.
And then his
Pauline
boss
or something.
Her name is Emily something.
I can't remember.
Darba.
But they feel so real, like as characters. Like he just does a great job of not forgetting to put them solidly in the world, and they have like redeeming qualities, even though they're all kind of fuck ups.
They do.
It's cool. Like I really wish that there was a volume 2. Like
there should be. There really should be. And it's like I said, this is why at the end of the day, I love Warren Ellis. I think he is an amazing talent. I think he's a singular talent. I think he does something that very few other people do, which are write these incredibly real, fleshed out characters.
Yeah.
I also think he's got the attention span of a 5-year-old on crack, and that he's got so many good ideas, and he's in such a rush to get them out. I mean, he's got a whole fucking line of comics that's devoted to just his output.
Yeah.
And he doesn't finish any of that.
But he does put out so many comics a year, though, too, that it's easy. It's hard to be an Ellis fan because you want the stories you love to finish.
Yeah.
But it's easy to be an Ellis fan because you know he's always going to write more stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And seriously, Global Frequency, Transmet, Planetary,
Fell.
These are
Transmet.
Ocean.
Mystery.
Orbiter.
Yeah.
What was the one he was doing online? The webcomic he was doing?
Freak Angels.
Freak Angels.
Yeah.
He is. You're going to find something you like by Warren Ellis.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Is pretty much the bottom line. Just remember that if you pick the wrong thing, you're going to be sitting there with a half-finished story. He's the Stephen King of comics, is really what it is.
No. It's way better than
Stephen King is an amazing writer, all right?
I love Stephen King. I love Stephen King. I will say that. But I would not compare him.
Writer.
No, he is, and that I think history is going to vindicate me on that.
Sure.
I think it is.
Sure.
I think that they're all wrong.
Neat.
Yeah.
Agree to disagree.
I also know about authors.
Yay.
I also know about authors and stuff.
All right. I think we talked about that extensively. It's good.
So consensus.
We
I'd
all
like to just say
recommend it,
one
right?
more time that there is like a 3-page discussion of the porn industry, and at one point he does stab somebody's fucking eye out with his index finger.
Yeah.
And kills them.
Yeah.
After a nut punch.
After a nut punch.
Nut punch, finger to the eyeball.
The best fighting technique.
Reverse.
It is.
Like,
it is.
Dodge, eyeball, nut punch.
Yeah.
He's done.
That's it.
Put
how
away
you
a
win.
fucking gun over there. It's okay.
That's second only to what's his name? Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Ezio, when he with the sword instant kill where he grabs you and shoots you with the
gun.
his hidden pistol.
There's so many good kills in
There really is. There really
I
is.
could go through a top
Well, we're
10
not-
list, but we
yeah,
won't.
we're not.
Not yet.
So our picks are.
Yeah, I'll start this week. I think. Do I always start?
Usually.
Oh, okay.
Mostly.
All right. Well,
All the time.
well, it is about me.
Yeah, only every time.
He's only half a bear.
Yeah.
You only hear his choices, and then just randomly next, like, well, we actually read this one.
Yeah. This week I'm doing something weird. I don't want to set a precedent with this, but I didn't finish this book yet. So I'm picking it on the first half of the book.
Right.
It was recommended to me by a lot of different people. I read some good reviews online, and I figured I'd pick it up. I read through about half of it today while I was just kind of waiting to get recording going. It's The Sixth Gun. It's from Oni Press. It's Cullen Bunn is the author on this one, and Brian Hurt is the artist on this one. It's a Western with guns, and it's also got like a really nice supernatural feel to it. I mean, I guess it's kind of fantasy Western. There's these guns, and they're magic, and one of them, they latch on to whoever touches them after the original user dies. Is kind of how it works. So it binds to you for life. And no one else can.
Can you call it from across the room?
It's not Harry Potter,
Damn.
Bernie.
Well,
This is like a Western book.
Silver Surfer.
Um,
Across the room.
I don't know. Maybe I haven't finished it. Maybe in the last chapter he force pulls his gun across her. No. So this girl's dad dies. Turns out he was the bearer of the sixth gun, or this gun. I'm not sure if it's the sixth one, but it is a gun. And she's the next one to touch it because she's protecting herself because they were trying to kill him and take the gun. And she grabs it, so she becomes the next bearer of this gun. kind of cool to see strong female characters in a Western story. Usually they're not the main character. Pretty badass, a lot of action, a lot of supernatural stuff. The main villain is he's a Civil War Confederate general that died and has now risen from the grave to claim his gun back, which is the gun that she has. And he has his 5 like Horsemen of the Apocalypse style characters, and they all have a magic gun. Each guy's I can't tell if some of them are undead. I think they're all alive though. Some of them just look kind of fugly. But one of them like shoots the gun and it like starts fire, like they're like incendiary type stuff. And another guy, if you got hit by the gun, it would be like getting hit by a cannon. Like it's super powerful. And so each gun kind of has a different element to it. And one of the cool things is she has like this extrasensory vision sometimes when she's holding the gun or shooting the gun. And it kind of moves the plot forward as she's having these like nightmare flashes. And the undead guy like kind of is linked to her as well. And so I can't think of his name right now, but when she says the visions, he kind of knows where she's at. So there's this kind of like cat and mouse game of like trying to get his gun back because he gets super powerful and she's learning how to use the gun. And so
how is he getting super powerful?
He is regaining his power because he was buried under a monastery, and so it like sapped all his power. Sweet. And so he's like regaining his power and getting more powerful as he like tries to track her down. The art in it is a little it's not as polished as you would see from something at like Marvel or DC, but already in the 3 chapters I've read, the art has gotten even better, and I really am starting to like it quite a bit. It's cool Western style. There's a lot of neat supernatural stuff, like ghosts and undead, and just the art. The art's really nice. It's actually, I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, because I flipped through it at first, and the art looked a little, it's an independent company, so they can't afford paying the artists as much, but it's actually really good, and the feel is right for the book. It's got the right tone. It's also cool because the character, the girl, she is following this kind of like mentor character that he knows all about the guns, and he's teaching her kind of what is going on and telling her about the world. But I'm pretty sure that he's a bad guy. So there's also this kind of cool element of like, oh, will he turn out to be a bad guy, or did he used to be a bad guy? Because they're dropping hints about that stuff. So it's definitely interesting. It's an ongoing series. So this is volume 1. Volume 2 just came out last week or 2 weeks ago. So it seems like it's doing really well. I'm enjoying it a lot so far. So I think it's good. I like Westerns. Not enough Western comics and magic and zombie, undead, Nazi. Well, he's not a Nazi. He's a Confederate. It's like the same thing, right?
Yeah, more or less. It is really.
I don't know. I don't know anything about history.
I don't know either.
I thought they were the same. So.
I think they're the same.
Think they are.
Didn't we have a civil war against Nazis?
Yeah, we did.
Almost definitely.
I think Russians involved too.
Yeah. I don't
there were some zombies too. I'm
there
pretty sure.
Zombies that were.
I mean, I saw a movie about it.
Yeah.
I think it was called Dead Snow.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
that was a documentary filmed in real time.
A historical documentary. So
it's true. It's true.
So yeah. It's also, this book is also 100% historically accurate. So if you need to study up for a Wild West history class,
I do.
Read this book, you'll know more.
Yes.
Actually, I don't, but I do have a magic class. Yeah.
You have a magic class?
I have a magic class that I have
to. Goes to Hogwarts.
Going to Hogwarts?
Anyways.
We're on the Harry Potter kick today. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wow. All right, I'm done.
All right, cool.
Pitch over.
Okay, I'll go ahead and go. I've selected Earth X, which is kind of the ultimate what if story. It is, it's Jim Kruger did the story and the script, and he was working with Alex Ross, who did a lot of the character designs. John Paul Leon did the pencils, and Bill Reinhold did the inks. This is a brilliant, brilliant story. It's basically the Machine Man with the Watcher looking down on an alternate Earth in the future where pretty much the playing field has been leveled. There's a lot of really fresh. I think we live in a world where people are constantly like fresh takes on our favorite heroes and stuff. And this is really kind of this is my favorite version of the Marvel Universe that is not the current Marvel Universe. Jim Krueger does things with characters that really is astounding. He gives them new life, and he tells a very, very compelling story. And he crams an amazing amount of the Marvel Universe in there. Like, he seriously, it's like an encyclopedia, a veritable who's who of the Marvel U. So if your favorite character is, if you like Hydra, there's Hydra in there. You like, I think the Absorbing Man is in there somewhere.
Machine Man, my favorite.
Machine Man is in there. A pre Agents of Hate, a pre Next Wave Agents of Hate. Machine Man.
Yeah.
So it's really a great story, and it's told really well. It's long. It's 10 volumes or 12 volumes, 12 issues, I should say. But it's really cool, and it's kind of interspersed with each chapter ends with kind of a like an appendix where it's the Machine Man talking to the Watcher. I think it's really cool. Like, if you've ever wanted to see an overweight, old Wolverine married to an equally old and overweight Jean Grey, living in an apartment in New York.
Yeah, that's on my top 10 list of wish list.
I already know what book I'm going to pick.
That's on my wish list of Marvel.
Yeah, so my pitch is pretty much this. This is the Marvel Universe in a new light, and since the DC reboot is looming on the horizon, I thought I would pick a book that kind of symbolized to me what comics should be about. And to me, that's letting an author take a character, or every character in your universe, and pretty much using them the way they want to tell a story. And then that story has its own continuity. I think that really adhering to continuity is one of the biggest problems that comicdom faces. And that there are only a few ways out of it, and I think one of them is to just let, creators, authors come up and be like, hey, I want to tell this story. Okay, well, you can tell this Batman story, you can tell this Superman story, and it exists outside of the continuity.
I've always loved the Elseworlds books.
Yeah,
for that.
yeah, I think the What Ifs too, and I think they're really some of the greatest stories.
Yeah,
are told in that vein, because you don't have the shackles of continuity kind of keeping you back. So Earth X, I think, is one of my favorite examples of that. I don't know if I'll say it's the best. To me, it's one of the best. And it's got this really nifty picture of Captain America on the cover, which I think is pretty BA.
So nifty, with BA in the sentence.
With BA in the sentence, yes. And it's basically the new Red Skull versus all of Earth's heroes. And Werewolf by Night is also in there. So seriously, and you know what? He's actually pretty compelling for the time he's in the book. So
cool.
That's my pitch.
Awesome.
All right. Nope. Okay, I'll go. The book I picked today was an Image book called Cowboy Ninja Viking. It is written by some guy and artist by some guy.
Perfect, Bernie.
Yeah, right?
There's a guy that writes it and a guy that draws it.
The writer is A.J. Lieberman?
Yeah.
Lieberman. Whatever. Letters on paper. And the art is by Riley Rosmo.
Rosmo.
It's Rosmo, I'm pretty sure.
Rosmo.
Yeah.
Rosmo.
And it was more, my choice for this was more of just like, okay, I'll go on with the government fucking up people tangent of last fortnight. And pretty much it's what the title is, Cowboy Ninja Viking, but it's in one person's brain. So he has schizophrenia, right? Is that the
No, it's multiple
disease?
personality disorder. Schizophrenia is a different thing. We're not going to go there.
Fuck science.
No.
Is that science?
We will definitely not fuck science.
I plan on it.
Well, I mean,
Literally.
I do too, but we
Yeah.
should work it out.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
it's-
right in there. Deep like. All right, continue.
Okay, yeah. Multiple personalities, sort of. We don't know the actual term. It's that.
I think that's probably
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Multiple personality disorders.
Yeah.
Schizophrenia is like acute paranoia, voices.
Yeah, you hear like voices and
stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. He hears voices, but okay, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Digress. And he's a part of the triplet program
Yeah.
by the government, and he is just a cowboy ninja Viking doing his own thing, and then like his history comes back and bites him in the ass, and then just more triplets, and then there's more action, and there's more decapitations by ninjas, and there's more.
It really sounds like an
Andrew.
indie band. It sounds like that was Cowboy Ninja Viking with their new hit, cutting off heads.
I have some questions for you, Bernie.
Oh yeah.
Are there boobies?
I don't remember.
no,
but I
no,
think
boobies.
No?
I'm pretty sure there aren't
no
boobies.
boobies.
Is there action?
There's a lot of action.
Cool.
There's a lot of action.
But no boobs.
No booby action. I think there might be like two squares of booby action.
Like a side boob?
Yeah,
Oh, side boobs where it's at.
plenty
Cool.
of side boob.
And I'm
Cool.
married.
But it's like short side boob.
Cool.
Oh, I said 5 times. He said 5 times. Cool. It's cool.
Well, if we say boobalot, can't we put that in the tag for our podcast? So
Boobies.
Boobies.
Does it matter?
Oh,
Just,
cool.
that's all. That is our tagline of the
I think I
podcast.
can put any-
Jessica Alba naked.
Dot, like 500 dots.
Can we?
Boobies.
It doesn't matter what I put in the tags, right? I can just put anything.
You can put
even if we
anything.
don't talk about them.
But if we say it, then we can justify
right,
it. If I
yeah,
say
I
like
know.
Keira Knightley getting railed, then we can
That should-
justify.
I
it.
would
happened.
listen to that.
That should be a podcast. That should be our name.
Like,
That should be
Keira
on
Knightley
there.
getting railed. I'll listen to that.
that's
Who the fuck are these guys? Are they the one that's gonna rail her? I don't think so.
This is like
Ah,
6
That's the name.
episodes.
We have
What
a
is-
name for this episode, right?
They
It's
sound-
Keira Knightley getting railed.
They sound terrible.
They're terrible.
Ah, some nerds. All right.
I haven't heard a girl throughout this podcast ever.
Nah, and you never will.
No.
Ladies.
Do lady things.
All right. I guess I'll go ahead with mine. So my pick for this week, or my pick, okay, is Battlefields Volume 2, Dear Billy, and it's written by Garth Ennis, and it's illustrated by Peter Snegberg?
There's a lot of consonants.
There's
in there.
like 7 J's in this
J.
name.
There's
Jay, how do you pronounce that?
two vowels
I would
in that
say
name.
Snabier.
Snaebjerg.
Snabier.
I apologize, Peter. I assume I can
Peter
call
S.
you.
We
By
apologize.
some guy of obviously Slavic descent whose name we're butchering.
I just want to say, if you listen out there, Petey,
Jerg.
which I'm now calling you because
Jerg.
we're buds,
We're-
I apologize.
There are two vowels. They're both E's, but there are also two J's in that name.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
it is. But moving on.
Wow.
I feel like it's Garth Ennis doing what he does best, and that's writing war stories. One thing that I like about Battlefields itself is each volume is a completely separate story.
Mhm.
You don't have to read any of them in order, and they've all been good. I would recommend any one of them. The reason I like Dear Billy is because it's bleak. I mean, I guess from my past picks, Desolation Jones being one of them. I like
Bleak is the theme here.
yeah,
man.
I like bleak.
Do you have something you want to share with us, Matt? You trying to?
Yeah,
You want to talk about it?
maybe
This is the friend
later.
circle here.
It's a friend circle.
Circle of trust.
Yes.
We are. There's trust there. Nobody
There's
will know.
trust.
No, that's right.
Nothing said here.
Yeah,
What's
well,
said here goes
It
nowhere.
goes
No,
further.
one
It
listens
goes
to this.
No further.
No one listens.
Yeah, all right.
It's actually true.
I did
It is
see
true,
the
yeah.
It's true
I
so
did see
far.
the Green Lantern movie. Okay.
What?
And
No!
I loved it.
Oh, God, no.
Escape!
Okay, all right. But what I guess what the story centers around is a British nurse in the Pacific during World War II, and she's damaged goods. I won't go into the whole story because I don't want to ruin it. But something happens at the beginning of the story that might or might not involve murder and rape.
And a lighter that says "fuck communism."
No, but close. And basically, it follows her, and it's kind of a love story, but also very bleak love story. There's not much action, but that's okay. It's still a great read. And the art is also very fitting for the story. I really enjoyed it. I haven't read anything else that I know of that's illustrated by Petey. But no, I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend, even if you guys out there, the readers, or the listeners, I guess I should say, are fans, all millions of you.
Our fan. Thanks, Mom. I love you.
So like five. There's like five moms listening.
To go out and read just about anything that Ennis has written that is a war story. Let me be very specific when I say that. That is a war story.
For the rest of the evening, I will be Snidely Whiplash.
Joe has fashioned himself a makeshift mustache out of, what is it, a bread tie?
It's a twist tie, yes.
It's a black plastic twist tie. I'm going to narrate this evening. And it's beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
Let me take a picture of you.
I feel pretty beautiful.
During this podcast.
Dude, keep talking,
We're taking
Matt.
a picture. Keep talking.
I don't have anything else.
What? No, just talk. Just say things.
If it's Garth Ennis, I'm going to assume that it's very bleak because that's what he does better than just about anything else he does. But I also wonder if there's like 8 pages in there that don't need to be, because that's
It looks pretty slim. It looks like he's
I would say 3
streamlined
pages.
3 pages.
3
Okay.
pages in this one.
All right. Yes, I will not tie his girlfriend to the railroad tracks then.
How do I do the phone or the camera?
It's there right in the front. It's in the second
I don't
thing.
understand. I don't understand.
It's in the second
I don't know
thing.
how to do it. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
I don't want you to
I
see
don't
my
understand.
Pictures and
I don't get it.
bindings of
I don't
books.
understand.
Comics. We're still doing comics.
I don't understand. I
Well, I'll show it to you. I'll show it to
It's
you.
broken. I can't fix it. I don't know what happened. I found it. And the phone calls.
This is the interruption part, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, that looks blurry as hell. Shaking.
Did you shake?
Okay, perfect. I think that's how I save it. All right. So that was a big blank spot in the middle. I might cut that out.
I'm gonna just edit that.
Maybe.
No editing.
Yeah, I'm pretty lazy. We don't edit.
But,
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So I
Okay,
guess
continue.
picks. What are we gonna?
Picks.
What are we going with?
Let's vote.
All right.
Who wants to? I guess I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna vote first because I had to
You went
vote.
first.
I had to vote last time.
Every
and
time.
break the tiebreaker. So I don't want to do that this time. I'm gonna pick Earth X. I have never read it. It sounds awesome. I love Elseworld stories, and this is not the first time this book's been recommended to me. And although it looks super long,
Right. It reminds me of like I could be backwards, but like DC's Kingdom Come. Like this is DC's Kingdom Come, or Marvel's Kingdom Come, or DC's Kingdom Come is Marvel. I don't know. I mixed those up.
yeah,
I can see the comparison.
I know what
I
you're
can see the
saying. Yeah.
comparison there.
But just by what you said,
it's
a lot of
similar,
that.
but not. Kingdom Come is much more about superheroes who have seen their ideals kind of fall by the wayside. This is more about the eternal struggle, I guess. Would be a way to put
Cool.
it, I think.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And the Daredevil character of this also, I forgot to mention, is awesome because he actually cannot die. So he basically spends the whole, I don't think I'm giving away too much there, but he actually spends the whole story looking, when he meets people, he's like, can you kill me? Because he's actually a daredevil and he cannot die.
Matt and I just made bedroom eyes at each other.
We
Did you?
That was
Did you?
amazing.
I think I came in my pants.
Did you jizz in your pants?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna jump in early and say I'm gonna vote for Earth X 2. I got.
Cool.
All right.
yay!
Cool. So 2 for.
2 for that. I mean, I was simply gonna choose 6 Gun
It's good.
because I liked the pitch. I
You should-
like Andrew's picks.
you should
and
read it anyway.
Pitches
Yeah.
anyways.
Well, I
But-
just ramble for 10 minutes and
But
then
again,
you.
I'm just like amazed, in amazement, chin on knuckles, just looking.
Just adorable style.
I don't think you should pick 6 Gun because I'm going to pick it and then we'll have a tie.
then we can just read 2 books.
We could. I mean, we could.
I
And
don't
we
wanna read
technically
2
do a
books.
giant size.
I
We'll do
do.
a giant size number 1. Restart this numbering system. It's on. It's on. Everything we said before, lies.
Lies.
Jumping
That
on
is
this number changing bandwagon.
different continuity in podcast.
Oh. So good.
It's
Way to make the
I,
quick bucks.
You know,
But
I
no,
haven't.
but reassigning after having this quick Q&A
Yeah.
with the chooser, I will pick Earth X because I did love Kingdom Come,
Yeah.
and what he said about the characters in here do sound amazing. I might
Yeah.
have a little chub.
I definitely got a chub, and I think I got it from a friend of mine, and I read it on a trip to New York, and it fairly blew my mind. I was
Cool.
not expecting such greatness.
I may or may not be here on the fortnight because I probably won't finish this read.
Oh, well, we'll see.
Well,
We'll try to.
we can stretch
I'm
it
just
out.
a
We'll make
very
it.
slow reader.
We'll make it happen.
You can read this in 2 weeks. If you read a book a day, you would get done. Because there's
Like
only 12
an
parts.
issue a day.
Yeah, an issue a day.
No, I was joking. I'm just like,
No, Bernie reads really slow.
Exaggerating
It's cool.
this big one.
We, you know what? We're the
I have
special
to-
needs children.
yeah.
We love them.
We
do,
have to
do.
diversify.
We're here
The
to support
podcast.
them. Yeah.
Like I have to have a second reader because I'm dyslexic. Like it looks like all numbers.
Just get Sam to read it to you. That's,
Yeah.
When he reads me comics, they are
Spider-Man, I'm going to hit you on the head and put you in this water tower.
That was me. That was me reading.
Yeah, I know.
The
It's one of my favorite-
Sam once read like a whole issue of Noble Causes to me in the Borat voice without reading any of the dialogue. Just explaining to me what
Explain
the
the
panels
pictures.
were like, and it was amazing. I could not stop laughing.
I think it's super meta because I do you reading to Sam for Kirby. She goes, "What does he say?" And I'm like, "Oh, Spider-Man, I'm going to hit you on the head and put you in this water tower.
It's
Then
my-
I'm going to go get a wet juice pretzel."
It's my awful Stanley impression as I read to Sam from old Spider-Man
It's
comics
fucking
while he
great.
plays video
It's
games.
great.
It's fun.
It's amazing.
We are manly. We do manly things. We never talk about nerdy things ever.
nerdy nor gay things.
Nope. We
all
read.
man.
We don't read books. Those are for girls and kids.
Yeah, sure.
We
that's
watch
true.
TV shows called Awesome Explosion, Fist Punch,
Boobs.
Great
And
Boobs, and that's my
then we
favorite
shoot
show.
guns.
Awesome explosion fist punch boob will air on your local. What was the theme song for that? Like, I think you have to get
Awesome
like,
Explosion.
you have
Fist
to get
Punch
like
Boob.
David Lee
And then
Roth,
it's
the
like
front to
Flame
band,
Explosion.
made up of Lemmy from Motorhead.
No, we're gonna
and,
get Damn
like-
Yankees. We're gonna reunite Damn Yankees.
No, God, no.
The super group.
No, I think you need like Motley Crue. I think Motley Crue and Van Halen need to have a Love Baby,
As long as Ted Nugent's involved, I'm in.
right? That's
As
the
long
other
as
guy.
Uncle
That's
Ted
the
is
other guy.
there,
That's the other.
I'm ready.
And for some reason, Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, zombie Freddie Mercury.
Zombie Freddie Mercury, because he was a badass.
Yeah, just awesome.
Everybody has left us.
Yeah, it's just me and Joe now. I don't know what happened, but
So now we're gonna say what we really think about our.
Bernie, why is
God,
he on the
I
show?
don't even know. I don't even know.
Understand.
It's like he's like, what's a comic book?
Worst mistake.
Did you
I've
see
ever
what he was
made.
reading before?
Yeah, it was.
Flashpoint.
Yeah,
I
and
don't want to say anything.
My Little Pony. I saw that too.
Well, friendship is magic.
Is it?
I've heard.
Have you seen any of the new show? Not to get too off subject.
I have.
but-
Well, just clips here and there, but my God,
Is it good?
I've heard it's magical.
Yeah, the executive producer on the show was one of the lead animators on Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's
So,
brilliant.
like,
That's
I hear
brilliant.
it's kind of not that I would ever watch Powerpuff Girls or
Well,
anything.
okay,
Not
I'm sorry,
manly,
but anything that Jendy Tartakovsky touches turns to gold, and I watch. I own. I don't just watch. I own the entire Powerpuff Girls series.
He did Samurai Jack too. Right?
Yeah, yes, Samurai
I
Jack
like that a
and
lot.
Dexter's Lab.
Yeah.
And the one he just did for Cartoon Network. It was called. It was some robot one. No, I can't remember.
Cool.
But no, some guy did his high school physics final on My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic.
I heard about this.
Yes, it was pretty amazing. No, what you should be watching is Young Justice. Young Justice is brilliant.
Yeah, Sam and I have been watching that. It's pretty
It's pretty great, and I'm impressed by it. Of course, every time DC does something and doesn't fuck it up, it's usually animated, and I'm usually really impressed.
It surprises you.
I am
Because
surprised.
you expect it to be.
Because I'm
fucked
like,
up.
oh, this is like really Billy Baldwin as the Batman. It's good. It's okay. It's okay. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've been digging on Young Justice. I don't want to be that guy that's like griping about continuity in a kids show, but I don't understand it. But I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think, and they've actually, apparently, from what I've heard from sources that may or may not, that are not affiliated with anything except
accuracy. That's what you get when you come here. Facts.
That's facts. They actually, the makers of the show have actually said this is outside of DC continuity.
Yeah.
Which goes back to my original point, which is
it is.
that is where comics need to be.
Yeah.
Is when you have 70 years of fucking continuity on a character, it's going to hold you back.
Yeah. Are they coming back?
I don't know.
I was kind of stalling to see if they came back. Oh, Bernie's back.
Where is
What happened to Matt? Is he on the phone with his wife?
I didn't see him over there.
Oh, okay.
I was like partly me putting my book away, partly where's Matt?
Oh,
And then partly I'm gonna pick up this book.
cool.
is
Well, I think we
book.
should probably wrap it up then.
Do.
Yeah, wrap up.
The
There was
book
like 20
of this
minutes
fortnight.
of us just rambling.
How long is it so far?
We're at an hour.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, let's
perfect.
wrap it up
It's
then.
always-
Yeah,
yeah.
let's
Yeah.
wrap it up.
Always
Perfect.
good. This is actually one of the shorter ones.
Yeah.
We were good tonight. We were good.
Yeah.
We're gonna be
Like,
good every night.
It was like a very poor beginning. We had a giant tangent.
Rough start.
Well, should
It's
we
okay.
talk about
It's
something
okay.
like something comic book related for 20 minutes?
No, I think we're.
I think we're-
I think we're good, right?
Mhm.
We we got some reveals of the DC new costumes
Oh,
this
God.
week,
We're not
and
gonna
they
talk
look
about
More reveals?
well. I've seen a lot of them now.
Well, I've seen all the 52
Yeah, you saw Justice
51
the
covers of
Teen
all of them.
Titans.
Like some of them are
and-
okay, other ones I don't get. Robin has feathers for capes. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to get excited about this.
Super hard.
I'm having a hard time. I want to like it. I want it to be fun.
I don't.
Like Wonder Girl.
I
in, like, Teen
really-
Titans is like a thief. It's like, what the
Yeah.
hell?
I don't want to like it, and I don't. I was saying something
Again.
to Frank earlier, to a friend
Yeah.
of ours earlier, and I said that there's really only one person I know that can get away with this, but really I don't want to talk to people that are optimistic comic book fans because I don't want to hear their, well, maybe it'll be okay. Let's wait and see. Fuck that. No.
Yeah.
I want to talk about how bad it is right now.
Well, let's just go. This goes.
Red Arrow. I like that they're rebooting Red Arrow.
Of course, because they
Arsenal's like a piece of shit.
fucked him up super hardcore.
Super, just like, well, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
Yeah.
Let's lose an arm and a daughter.
I think
and
it just
drugs,
shows
and then it's like-
poor editorial decision making when
Mhm.
you have to reboot continuity because you
Fuck.
chose to go with shitty storylines.
Very true.
Yeah.
But I don't know. As always, comic book fans, vote with your dollar instead of just message boarding about how much you hate all the 52s and then go buy every single one, thus encouraging DC to do this every year.
Every
If you don't like it and you want your old characters back, don't buy them.
don't buy them.
Easy as that.
Download them.
Or just don't read them ever.
Don't read them ever.
Yeah. If you don't, just
say
This
bad
is-
things about the cover.
yeah. This is good.
I only looked at the cover.
Yep.
And this is shit.
We encourage judging books by its cover.
Well, especially when they're comic
Reboots.
books.
Yeah, definitely comic books.
That's why they have a sweet cover,
Yeah,
or not a sweet cover.
yeah.
Well,
So
you
you
gotta
can
draw
tell.
'em in. You gotta draw them in.
Yeah. Actually, I think comic books might have the most misleading covers of all time.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
you
gonna
see
agree
like
with
the
you.
amazing cover art, and then you
Yeah, and
open
then
it
it's
up,
like-
and it's like, did a 4-year-old
different.
take a
Yeah,
shit
seriously.
inside this comic?
Batman 100 is a great example of this. I could not finish that fucking book because, is it Paul Pope that did the
Yeah.
art for that? Fucking horrid art. I hope
like
you're
it.
listening to this, and I
like
hope you go back to art school.
I like Bob.
I could not read it. It rendered it unreasonable. I felt
didn't-
like I was reading something that Barry Windsor Smith had done 1986 after he'd just taken mushrooms and smoked a giant bowl of crack. Was crack around in 86? I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Scarface, 86. I don't know.
That's Coke.
Okay.
Scarface is way earlier.
That's Coke.
Yeah, it is.
You have cocaine back then? You know what cocaine is?
All right, I think we're wrapping this up.
Yeah.
Earth X. Earth X.
Marvel, Earth X,
Yeah, read it.
Fortnite.
See you next fortnight.
Boom.
Peace!
Peace
Maybe.
outie.
Maybe it next fortnight. It'll be Fortnite. It'll be Fortnite.
Yeah, we'll be on track.
I'm Matt, and I'm saying bye.
Yeah. My name's Matt. I didn't leave early. Bye.
I've been here the whole time.
Desolation Jones.
Warren Ellis.
Warren
Ellis.
Yeah, what else does he like? I
I
don't know.
don't know. I work at Safeway.
Yeah, fuck
It's really
that.
me.
All right.
Glasses.
Bye.
Later.